1057 Radio Metro, where it's all about the music. And right now, we are talking about movies, and I'm absolutely thrilled today to be talking to one of the hottest new stars of the most original and terrifying horror films I've seen in absolutely ages, that being Talk to Me. And Chris Alosio, how are you, man?
Hey, brother. Yeah, good. Thank you, bro. How are you, bro?
Really, really well. I mean, firstly, congratulations on the film. I mean, you must be absolutely hyped. Chris, for those that don't know what Talk to Me is all about, can you give us a really quick rundown upon what the film is all about?
So Talk to Me is about a group of teenagers who come across an embalmed hand that acts as a gate to the spirit world, and it allows them to talk to the spirits and also let the spirits inside them to possess them for a bit. And because it's a bunch of teenagers, they use it as a drug at parties. And one of the teenagers gets hooked on the drug, and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, and pretty scary consequences, right?
Yeah, very scary consequences. And when I first read the script, I was like, why the hell would teenagers, I don't believe that teenagers would do this. And then I went on social media, and man, I was like, actually teenagers would do anything for clout nowadays. For a bit of attention on social media. Social media is a big part of it as well, them videoing each other using the drug. So yeah,
absolutely, it's massive. And I mean, for you, your character is quite an integral part to this story and how the characters become in front of this hand. So can you tell us a little bit about your character
Joss
and how he's involved in it?
So my character, he's taken it upon himself to be the hand owner, drug dealer sort of guy, and he's the one who takes it around to parties and makes a fun game out of it with the people involved. And yeah, when we broke Joss down, we were just kind of like, he's a guy who's all about getting high. He's the one who's going around to parties like, hey, you want a hit of the hand? Or
yeah. That's it. Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, how did you draw inspiration for this? Like, did you write a fair bit of a backstory for yourself, or what was the process?
Yeah, so a lot of my preparation going into it was just like, if we look at this hand, like it's alcohol, some sort of drug, and then it's at home, how can we bring that party to this film? And how can we make it as fun as possible in order to draw the audience in, so that once we've got the audience, then then the rest.
That's a good word for it. Baba. We're going to run with that. And man, this is huge. I mean, this has been the second highest opening for an A24 film in the States. I think it blitzed over $10 million in its first weekend, just in the States alone, and it's been getting some massive buzz here. Why do you think that is? I mean, this film is it looks on the surface like it's quite a generic horror film, but it's got so much more going for it. I mean, was that the thing that drew you in?
Yeah, I think I think horror is a bit of, a bit of an umbrella for it. Like this thing without the horror is, it's still a thriller. It's still a drama about grief. It's still a comedy in its moments. I think it's got a lot to it. Yeah, like you said, then meets the eye. And the biggest thing about it is that it's original, and it's very Aussie, and it's very unapologetic about that as well. And the Record Boys are very proud of where they're from, and I vibe with that hard because I'm very proud of where I'm from, and they wanted to put something on screen, that's by us and that's for us. Like, it was never obviously you want a movie to hit as hard as it can, but for us, when we were making it, was like the main goal was to put Aussie on screen. A lot of times when you see Aussie on screen in the past, it's always been about either the beach or the desert, and the world hasn't gotten a chance to see what Aussie really is behind those things. And I feel like the Record Boys really nailed sort of the younger generation today and how they would go about you know, if the situation was put in front of them. Yeah, and standing next to the other horror movies, I think it's got a lot more nuance to it, as well. Like, there's a lot going on underneath the main plot, and yeah, just very proud to take something that's very from home and for it to appeal to an international audience.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that I found too, Chris, is that, you know, and we're talking, of course, about Michael and Danny Filippo, first-time directors, you know, Raka Raka, massive from the world of YouTube. And, you know, I think the thing that I found about this, and particularly your character, it actually kind of really resonated with me when I saw you on screen, is just how you've seen these people before. You feel like it's a natural surrounding. And I suppose with them being YouTubers and that global platform of YouTube, it does feel universal. Whilst it's very much embedded in Australia, it feels like a universal thing that you'd see on YouTube, you'd see on Instagram. You know, like, so did you feel that going into that film, that even though it was very, you know, that you had representation of lots of different cultures from an Australian point of view, that it felt universal?
Yeah, 100%. You know, like, if I feel like when you trying to take it from like, oh, let's just put, you know, people of diversity in these roles so that we can tick a box, which is what you see with a lot of projects nowadays. I feel like, yeah, they really strayed away from that and try to go, no, these are the best actors for the roles, and when we come to it, like, as long as they put forward a good performance, that's all that matters. You know, it's not about the color of the skin or their choice of gender. You know, at the end of the day, we're just here to tell a story, and if we keep it as simple as that, then, you know, it'll be easier for the audience to munch on it. But, you know.
Absolutely. So can we talk about how a young actor from Samoa, from Wellington, found his way into an Australian horror film in Adelaide?
Yeah, it was weird. Like, I never, because it was this is definitely my first performance in the genre, and I wasn't sure about it at first, whether I could do it, and they kind of came to me with a brief about a year beforehand, and then the shoot got pushed, and they're like, hey, we're actually thinking of this other character. What do you think? And Josh was a lot more fun than the first one I was given. The first one I was given, it was like a bit depressing, and you know, and but, you know, they're like, oh, this one you can have a lot more fun with, and you can just bring as much as you can to the character, and it'll make them happier. So yeah, and then kind of went down for the shoot, and I'd never been to Adelaide before either, and even the whole city was like, I don't know, a bit of a ghost town. Like,
I'm from Adelaide, so you can say that 100%.
Yeah. There's eerie vibes about Adelaide, man. It was kind of the perfect place to shoot the movie. And and like, because they allowed us to sort of really sit into it and be bring a naturalistic vibe to it, it definitely played against the crazy things that were going on around us. And the juxtaposition of those things meeting in the middle, you know, creates for a story that not only people believe, but will have you on the edge of your seat as well. Like, because you're like, oh, these are just guys, these are just people that I know, but they're doing some crazy stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. And as you said, like, you know, this film really goes to places, doesn't it? It's you know, like, I mean, Sophie Wilde, who, I mean, really, maybe we quickly talk about her. She's phenomenal. I mean, she was on, I was on
100%.
set with her on the Portable Door about a year and a half ago, and even then, you could just see that this lady has got some quite phenomenal acting chops. How was it being in a room with these young actors, all of which I feel everyone is on the cusp of this wave of amazing, you know, success? How did that feel?
Yeah, it was just inspiring, man. And yeah, definitely on Sophie, like, she had a big job in this film that you know, I can confidently say not many people can pull off. And yeah, just, it was, she set the tone for us, and like, all of us were just, the energy in the room was like, okay, you bring me everything you can, and I'll meet you halfway. And that's just like a testament as well to how committed we were, not just to the script, but to each other. we spent a lot of time together off set, just because we enjoyed each other's company, and you don't always get that on at work. And that played out really well in the film as well. And when you could just see how committed the other actors were, you only want to meet them halfway, and try and bring the best of yourself as well.
Absolutely.
And Sophie, certified superstar, man. First scene I saw her drop, I just went up to her straight after, and I was like, "You got to teach me something." But yeah, her attention to detail is crazy, second to none for sure.
Because you guys shot this film pretty much in reverse, from what I understand. Like it was what, a 4 or 5 week shoot, and so the first scene of the film was kind of like the end scene. Is that correct?
Yeah. So Soph dropped that last scene. Yeah, you know the one. Once we all saw that, we're like, okay, cool. We got a film on our hands. We got a big ending. Like, we knew that the ending was pristine, and we're like, okay, we have to earn it now. By what we do over the next few weeks. That was actually I didn't think about that when we shot the last first, and how much that set the tone for the whole shoot.
Absolutely.
It was awesome.
And I think from what I understand, Olivia and a few of the guys were in that first scene, be it hidden, because obviously the characters aren't seen. Were you in that one as well, Chris?
No, I wasn't. We were meant to be, but we were kind of like, oh, we'll just Mikey and Danny were like, oh, we'll save it for the party scenes. Just gives us more to play with.
Yeah.
No,
it's just fantastic. I just love this movie. And how was Sundance? I mean, to have your, one of, I guess, your filmography is quite varied, and you've done some TV and everything like that. But to be with an independent Australian feature horror film with A24 behind you at Sundance Film Festival, was that quite surreal for you?
Yeah. It was definitely a defining moment for me in terms of film. Just a lot of crying at Sundance is what I remember. Because we took this film there, and for everybody that's there, you're just kind of grateful to be at one of the most prestigious film festivals in the world. And then it felt like we were like a small fish in a big pond. But then when we showed the film, the festival kind of flipped upside down, man. And we were getting calls from people who are really, I couldn't even believe. They were calling our producers and directors, guys like Jordan Peele, Steven Spielberg, Stephen King, Ari Aster, the list goes on. And for those kind of directors to take a note of the work of something that you're a part of, I was just like, and the fact that it was so hard Australian as well, just made me very proud, and I just thought, man, anything is possible at this point.
Absolutely.
Surreal, humbling, and just very proud.
I think you better buy Danny and Michael a big Christmas present this year.
I'll give them. We'll have a couple beers. They love their cruises, so
they love their cruises. Oh, that's good tip. Good tip. Really quickly, I know that you had quite a big say in helping ramp up the people on the set for some of these pretty intense possession moments, with bringing some tunes and stuff into the mix. What did you bring into that hot room in South Australia? I believe it was steaming hot, to get everyone on track. I guess when before I go into any project, I put a playlist together, that kind of puts me in that world, and I listen to it throughout. But with these party scenes, we knew that we had to get a certain energy out of it. And for my preparation going into the film, that whole, bring your home parties to here. And I know how to party, mate. I don't know how to act too well, but I know how to party. And so I heard the music that the boys were playing to get everybody in the zone, and I was like, nah. It was just very doof music. Yeah.
And I was like, nah, we're a cool party. And then everyone was vibing, and and then a lot of the music that I used, actually we put in the film in the end as well.
you want to throw a couple of artists out there for me, Chris?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. 1-4 HP Boys, Swit It. Who else? I did play Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Boys, mate.
Boys.
That gets everybody going. Everybody.
Of course, I'm dancing right now with my heart. You have no idea. It's cool because the sound design on this is amazing, and I think the soundtrack just really adds to the film. Like it's its own character all in itself. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah, 100%.
But man,
it really puts you in that cinematic experience as well.
Yeah,
like I can definitely say that. My first time watching the film, I was like, damn, I've never had a cinematic experience like that before. And yeah, the soundscape helps a lot with that for sure.
Absolutely. This is not a film that you want to just sit at home and watch on your
laptop. You got to get to a theater. You'd be doing yourself a disservice by waiting for it to come out. You got to watch it in a cinema. That made me excited for cinema as well.
Yes.
I was like, whether these guys want to admit it or not, they've made something that's a piece of cinematic history, and the people that took a note of it, it shows that as well. But I go like, cinema is very alive and well. There's been a big conversation lately, and all I can say is you got to watch it in the movies. Otherwise,
absolutely,
you don't feel the full effect.
No, that's it. I feel like we're on the cusp of something quite amazing with these boys. They're phenomenal. And
100%.
Of course, one big question for you, of course, this is a hypothetical, but if you were in a room with an embalmed hand, Chris, and you're just forced to spend, 30, 90 seconds, whatever it takes, would you hook in? And who do you think you connect with? Would it be Elvis, or would it be like,
Oh man, I would really hope that I connect with like Michael Jackson, someone like that. There was a cricketer that passed away during our shoot. He's a very famous cricketer. Last year.
Was it
Shane
Warne? Yeah, Shane Warne. Yeah.
Shane Warne? Yeah. Man, it'd be pretty good to see Shane Warne.
Yeah, you definitely want to wash that hand after shaking.
That's true.
And then one final thing. I mean, I know you've got heaps going on at the moment. There's lots of different projects happening. But if you could insert yourself, you're a horror fan, right? You're a horror film fan.
I wasn't until I shot this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have you watched a bit of horror since?
I watched a lot of movies leading up to it, just to prepare for the role. Just like, Conjuring, Exorcist, classics,
Yes. Well, if you can insert yourself in one of those films, not necessarily, you can give me character if you want, but if you can insert yourself in one of these films, which one would you want to be in as an actor?
Actually, I'd like to be a part of it. It would be fun. Yeah, because that was a hit. And just to see all the memes that would come out.
Absolutely. And you want to see the green rolling in as well, which is probably really good. Get some residuals on that.
Yeah, true. I still believe that clown is real as well. So it'd be nice to see the makeup behind it.
I don't think I'd like to see that clown being real, but that's another story.
Fair enough.
Chris, man, thank you so much for your time today, and huge congratulations on Talk to Me. I mean, I feel like there's a sequel or prequel coming on down the line. There's got to be something, because it lends itself so beautifully to it, right? Yeah, zipped mouth.
Yeah. My lips are sealed, but be excited, man. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm pumped. Sure. Chris, thank you so much. Good luck with everything, man. I'm looking forward to hooking up you again really soon.
Yeah, lots of love, my brother. Appreciate it, man. Have a good one, eh?
Thank you. You too. See you, Chris.
Bye.
Bye.